familiar with coordination? I'll give a quick summary of it for those who are not. It's been very effective in other states, including states like Texas. And if you all remember my good friend Terry Murison, who served on the Tuolumne County Board of Supervisors here and now is fighting the fight in Idaho, she was a strong advocate and champion for coordination efforts as well. It basically says to state and federal governments, particularly important with federal government, that you cannot just come to our communities, hold a little hearing, have a meeting, and say you listen to us and go away. When you're making decisions as it relates to, in particular, land use, you have to cooperate, collaborate, and come to agreed upon decisions with the local communities. So it's a great opportunity to actually increase the opportunity for local control and influence on federal decision making. I believe we actually have a County Board of Supervisors that is working very hard toward those goals. You know, my friends Randy Hanvell, Evan Royce, Dick Pland, John Gray, Carl Rodefar, Liz Bassett, they're working really, really hard to stand up for these communities, and we have very regular discussions on how we could further implement coordination efforts here in our communities. I did contemplate carrying a bill on this effort, and it was asked at the time by people working on these issues to maybe take a little bit slower approach to see if we could work outside of the legislative process. But we will continue to keep everyone informed on how those discussions move forward. Will you strive to open mining laws to generate wealth? This is a tricky one. You've probably seen that dredge mining has now been banned in the state of California. The livelihood of many, many, many families and communities here in the Motherlode. Senator Ted Gaines has been a strong fighter of this as well. Up in Northern California, represents the Tahoe area, El Dorado Hills. It's a tough one. You know, we really need to be able to communicate to leaders in Sacramento and the administration and the majority party that we cannot turn our backs on the basics that made us the golden state of California. You know, I often talk about how the fact that we were the envy of the nation. We were the state where families and businesses came in droves, even long after the gold rush, to pursue adventure, to explore the entrepreneurial spirit, to raise their families. And sadly, that story has changed before my own eyes. In the last few years, more families and businesses are leaving California than entering it. For the first time in the history of our state, that has never happened before. And that is a travesty. And it's because we're doing things like stopping the ability to mine. Now they're trying to stop logging. You know, no sugar beets are grown in California again. You can go on and on and on down the line about our excessive regulatory climate, our high taxation, and it's no wonder that businesses and families are leaving our state. We need to reverse the trend. We need to provide a climate that allows small businesses, that allows agriculture, that allows farmers, that allows miners to reinvest in their businesses and to create jobs so that families can provide for themselves, and that's what will bring more revenue into the state. So this is a tricky one, and I think a lot of it has to do with education. That's why one of my passions is to bring legislators from more urban areas of the state into our rural communities so they can see with their own eyes the myths and the realities of what takes place here.